What's going on, friends? I've got another Call of Duty Ghosts class setup for you today. Now, my long-time subscribers will remember the Cold Steel class setup that I did back in Modern Warfare 3. I continued that into Black Ops 2, so it's now a complete trilogy. So I was trying to think of some cool name for this third title, so I thought maybe Cold Steel Return of the King, or maybe Cold Steel Raiders of the Lost Ark, or this is quite a cool one, Cold Steel Ultimatum. But maybe I'll just go with Cold Steel 3. So the whole theme of this one is to use those bladed weapons. Obviously in Modern Warfare 3 we had the throwing knife just like we have in Ghosts, whereas in Black Ops 2 we had the tomahawk and the ballistic knife. So let's get started and quickly run through the weapons, perks and killstreak setup for the Cold Steel 3 loadout. So weapon wise it makes sense not to choose any sort of firearm, so instead we'll leave the default combat knife. But for the secondary weapon we'll go with the tactical knife attachment, so choose any pistol of your choice. At least in Call of Duty Ghosts, having this option of using either the combat knife or the tactical knife tailors between players who use the default layout and the tactical controller layout. I personally play on tactical, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to click that knife button. But using the tactical knife does give you the advantage of being able to knife much faster just by poking people as opposed to getting stuck upon them with that full knife animation. The throwing knife allows us to reach out to longer ranges while sticking with the bladed weaponry theme. With the sheer time to kill in Call of Duty Ghosts, I actually found it was quite difficult to get those throwing knife kills. I'd see an enemy immediately press that bumper button, but I'd end up dropping down dead before I even managed to throw the knife. So there's one crucial perk, which we'll talk about next, that you'll definitely want to include in this setup. So perks wise, there is quite a lot of perks that you really want to include in this setup. First of all, you want to go with the movement based perks of Marathon and Agility. Agility granting you faster movement speed and Marathon allowing you unlimited sprint to get up close to the bad guys in order to stab them in the face. Another perk that kind of coincides with that is Dead Silence. You're going to be at a real disadvantage if the enemy hears you coming, so those silent footstep sounds are going to just allow you to sneak up like a ninja. That crucial perk I was talking about is Reflex, not so much for the faster weapon swaps, but more so the faster equipment use, which is what often allows you to actually get those throwing knife kills, so you can just about throw out that knife and land a hit before dropping down dead. Then if you're not particularly skilled with the throwing knives, you might want to swap out the extra lethal perk for something else, but if you do quite enjoy getting those cool throwing knife kills, then the extra lethal perk is going to give you 2 throwing knives as opposed to 1. So to finish off this setup with some killstreak rewards, the first 2 choices are just basically things that are going to follow you around and give you some extra protection. So the guard dog, as we know, just mauls anyone in the near vicinity, and likewise the vulture drone follows you around and blasts people from the sky. But the one feature of Call of Duty Ghosts that really fits into this Cold Steel 3 setup is the new Maniac. If you're more skilled than me and you manage to rack up that 10 kill streak, you'll be able to call in your Maniac, then don that Juggernaut armor and just run around at light speed stabbing people's eyes out. It's nice to see another feature that's tailored specifically for knifing. It's always annoying when you're on the receiving end of these things, but it's always fun to do it yourself. So if you're getting a bit bored of Call of Duty Ghosts and you want to mix things up, then I definitely recommend giving this Cold Steel setup a try. You're not likely to get any good scores, but it does at least promote more of a fun playstyle as opposed to trying hard to win the game. You kind of expect to be easily gunned down, so it's not quite as frustrating when you're running around with just a knife. On the other hand, it's always satisfying when you get those cool throwing knife kills. If you're a long time subscriber and you enjoyed any of my previous setups in previous Call of Duties, then let me know down in the comments which one of those loadouts you'd love to see make a return in Call of Duty Ghosts. Don't forget there's plenty more loadouts you can try out in the playlist, so don't forget to check out the link in the description. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll catch you all later.